They're also on occasion pushed underneath conveyor lines, such as you have back there, and then we remove a roller and the paper shoots up in between the rollers. This is just a different concept, but I believe it looks like everything will function fine for you. Alright, I'm gonna find my knife here. I'll cut the paper and I'll go through the entire loading process.
Is this 2x 50/50 paper? Is that what you have on there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So as far as the machine goes, this machine was actually created for the opposite side of the line. So this we do these in left-hand and right-hand machines. So this is actually supposed to be a left-hand machine, but you guys have flipped it around.
Yeah.
So some of the things like the cords and things like that would be switched around when we get you the right version of the machine. So to open the top cover, just flip those and switch it. There's a little bar up front here that and this one's missing the piece that, normally there's a piece here that this will kind of like a hood on a car. Fortunately that one's not. It's missing, so the first thing to know about the machine, as soon as you open the doors, whether it's this door here or the front door, this is a power.
Okay.
So this cuts the power, even if the machine's on, it will not run.
Okay.
Okay, this is what's called a submersible switch. So that has to be engaged in order for the machine to run. Okay, this is what we call the entry rollers to the system. This is what we call the former, and then you have the gears that actually stitch it together. So when we load a roll on here, this is what's called the roll lifter. So basically what we did was we designed this a few years back so that people don't have to pick up the roll. So you just grab a roll from wherever you guys stage it at, bring it over at the pallet jack, two-wheel or whatever, kick that roll over onto the ground, and then load the paper roll axle, and then wheel this up to whichever notch, depending on the roll size. We have 3 different roll sizes. We have a 450, a 900, and a 1350. So they'll all stage in one of these holes here. So just make sure they're on the same notch on both sides. And then take your foot and step on this. And that brings it up and off the ground. It's got a pin here. If you need to release it, just put a little pressure here, pull that pin, and then it'll drop it. Alright, you guys are using 2-ply 50/50. This is pretty much our flagship material for this machine. So normally there'll be a label on here, cut the label, and then you have your 2 plies of paper. Okay. Both plies go over this roller, so it's probably better if you stick over here. So they will go over top of this roller. And then the bottom ply goes underneath the bottom roller. So this ply here will go underneath the bottom roller. And this ply goes in between these two. Now a little trick, because I've been doing this for a number of years, is if you take this back ply and fold it back so it touches here and put a crease in, it makes it a little bit easier to load, because these 2 plies, once you thread them through there, will be different lengths, because one's going further than the other one.
Yeah.
And the objective is to get them taut, so it just makes it a little bit easier to get them both taut. You want to see how this is,
Yeah.
the plies are together here. Then you can do this one of 2 ways. I do it in the air, or you can put this back down and use it as a as a work surface if you want. Everybody's made a paper airplane before, right?
Yeah.
So that's all you're going to do here is fold these over, make an airplane, and then fold the tip over a little bit, about 3 inches. Pull a little slack. Everything goes underneath here. This is the former. Again, there's a diagram here that tells you how to fold that paper airplane. And then you just want to feed this material up into the gears. Okay? And if we walk around here, the gears are, there's 2 of them, there's a bottom and the top. There's a little space in between them. You just want to make sure that you get that material in between them. Close the door. And then we always suggest on this machine to run a pad first because you don't want to push it in, and if it didn't load correctly, you have to pull it back out. Power up the machine. So this is the emergency stop. Power switch here. So turn that on. Anything that you need to know that's going on with the machine is listed right here. So right now our status code says 0. It says the machine's not reset. You hit the reset button. Then it changes to a 1. 1 states that there's no mode selected. This machine has 5 different modes. The one you guys will probably be, well, there's 3 modes that you guys will probably be using. The first is keypad. So when I hit this, it'll say machine's running. When you first load the machine, it'll pre-feed a little bit. Now, these are lengths of paper in inches. So if I want 32 inches, I hit 32. It'll make 32 inches. Push it out here. If I want to change that, if there's material in the chute, it won't. It normally doesn't run. For some reason, this one does, but it really doesn't. But now that we have it loaded, we can choose whatever length we want. And this one always has a little advancement or a little feed after it cuts it, just due to the fact of the way the chute is, and it has to get a certain length. There's a minimum length on this, I believe it to be
8 inches.
I think it's 10 on this one.
Was it?
Yeah, because of the curved chute.
Okay.
The other machine has an 8 inch. So this goes anywhere from 10 inches to 78 inches. If you guys find you need longer lengths than that, we can customize some of these for you. We also have the newer version of this box has what we call a 100 plus button here. So you can toggle that on. So it's 100 plus whatever you hit here. So you can go up to 178 inches. The other mode that's kind of neat is what we call EDS. EDS stands for Electronic Delivery System. So that corresponds to this pad length counter here. So you can dial in exactly, say you find you're using 32 inch pads all the time. So we can dial in 32, which is on here. It's just a pinwheel, so it just kind of goes around and around and around. So you dial in, we'll say 32, you hit EDS. The first time you switch to a mode, it'll always cut this pre-feed pad. So then it'll start making 32 inch pads. It'll make them continuously all day long. When I pull it out, it'll make another one. There's a little photo eye in here that senses there's material there, but as soon as you release that